Israeli authorities plan to demolish a Palestinian Bedouin village and forcibly transfer its residents to a segregated Bedouin-only town, Amnesty International said today.
Here's a summary of the article.
Israeli authorities must scrap plans to demolish a Palestinian Bedouin village and forcibly transfer its residents to a segregated Bedouin-only town, Amnesty International said today. On 22 and 23 May the Beersheba Magistrates Court will hear an appeal submitted by 127 residents of the Negev, Nakab village Ras Jarabah who are at imminent risk of forced eviction and displacement, in the latest example of strategies used to maintain the system of apartheid. Israeli authorities intend to move and resettle the residents of Ras Jarabah in the nearby Bedouin village of Qasr al-Sur. Adala lawyer Maisana Marani told Amnesty International that, in terms of governance, the Bedouin are separated from Jewish citizens of Israel and that a municipal plan to expand Dimona will not include the Bedouin. The non-recognition of Bedouin villages is central to Israeli policies of segregation and urbanization of the Bedouin and to the Israeli denial of Bedouin traditional way of life in the Negev, Nakab. In June 2013, the Israeli Knesset approved the law for regularizing Bedouin habitation in the Negev, or what is also known as the Pro-Begin Bill, to regularize the land and housing question, including the 35 unrecognized Bedouin village in the Negev, Nakab through their forcible transfer in the area. Across Israel and the Opt, including in the Nakab, Negev, Israeli authorities have employed a set of interrelated discriminatory policies and practices that have directly caused the displacement and dispossession of Palestinian communities, created unbearable living conditions for Palestinians that have coerced their displacement, or put them at high risk of forced displacement, amounting to a state-sanctioned policy of forcible transfer of population.
This post received a score of 17,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The town they are moved in is this one.
Fortress of Mystery? I know this is a contentious subject, but that place sounds absolutely lit.
Is that purely based on the name? Images I'm seeing look decidedly less lit, and that's even before being forcibly relocated.
More like a fortress of misery. Can't we just call it the Negev ghetto?
Sounds a lot like what Russia is doing in Ukraine.
And what China is doing to Uyghurs.
Difference is America likes this one, so nothing will be said or done by anyone that matters.
I think it's less about America liking this one and more about we will ignore your atrocities as long as you support our regional interests. Also, we don't want to be accused of being anti-Semitic even though this has nothing to do with anti-Semitism.
Yeah, in essence they've made anti-Semitism mean nothing by accusing people with criticism of atrocities committed against Palestinians of being anti-Semitic, just like how socialism is thrown at literally anything left of reactionary in the US.
Semantic satiation.
ITT, people who've never even met a Bedouin and have no idea what village refers to here.
I watched The Mummy 1 and 2, does that count?
I was gonna say no, but damn if they don't have a lot of Semitic languages in those, so any bit helps. Bedouins would actually understand what the mummy is saying.
I predict a calm and rational exchange of ideas in this thread.
Does forced relocation ever result in calm, rational exchanges?
It usually results in decades of war, murders, and, eventually, talk about reparations. Strange to see it unfolding in real time and not a history book.
If it unfolds in a book, is it a pop-up book?
Aren't Bedouins nomads though?
Traditionally, yes, but today most are permanently settled or semi-nomadic, meaning they practice seasonal migration to keep their herds fed, but also maintain a permanent home base with crops. The Ottomans saw nomads as a threat to state authority and began a process of forced sedent Arazarian. Of the various methods used to entice or force nomads to settle, the sale of state-owned land to private landowners for cultivation proved most effective as it restricted access to grazing land. Deprived of their living, nomads had little choice but to settle in farming communities or head to the cities in search of work.
Palestinian Bedouin? Bedouin? The same people who are traditionally nomadic? Bedouin are their own people with their own history. Show me you do not know the people of the land without telling me you don't know the people of the land law.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.